Okay, this is a big video. So, as of today, I've painted 326 minis. We are going to talk about all the minis I've painted. We're gonna go unit by unit, that way this video isn't like, because this is just Space Marines. This video doesn't need to be 5 hours. A lot of stuff, I just grabbed one miniature from a unit. Sometimes I've doubled up on units. But where would it be if it wasn't for this mini right here? This mini was the very first mini I ever painted. And I would say that it's a very special mini in my mind, just because I mean, I didn't even know how to use transfer sheets. This is a 3D print. I've talked about this before. This is a 3D print. There's a transfer sheet underneath. And then I finally figured out how to do transfer sheets, and I didn't trim stuff back. I missed a spot there. There's just so much that was wrong with this mini. Now looking back, I'm never gonna repaint this mini, by the way. It's always gonna stay the way it is, because whenever someone new starts the hobby, I always show off this mini, especially if they come into stream and say it's new. And I'm just like, hey, look, I totally understand. This is where I started. So I really, this mini's forever gonna stay this way, have a special place in my heart. If my house burns down, there's two things I'm grabbing. This mini and my computer, because it has all my STL files for Death Watch stuff. So let's put him up here since he is number one. Oh boy, I guess we go on to, we're doing all characters first, so we'll go on to probably the next character I painted. That's not a character, so that doesn't go over there. We have Titus. I want to say I got him within the first 3 months of miniature painting, and I still didn't necessarily know what I was doing the best. I mean, I tried to put wording here. You can see there's stuff where it's just all like, hey, look, man, you're putting paint on too thick, you're missing spots, I could sit here and pick this mini apart, but I'm not a big believer of going back and painting over all of it, because I like to see my growth. Titus was very interesting. I'm like 90% sure I didn't sub-assembly paint him. I should have sub-assembly painted him. Sub-assembly painting is far superior, and if you don't agree with me, fight me. Sub-assembly painting makes things so much easier, and we'll figure that out here after a bit. Actually, I might have another character. I just saw him no, I'm pretty sure I painted Lieutenant Titus first, because I liked Lieutenant Titus, especially from Space Marine 2, so I was like super happy when I finally got him. Let me double check. Oh, it's a close call. We'll say that this is roughly close to being next. This is a Terminated. Oh my god, I can't speak English. This is a Terminator captain. I gave him the white hair and everything. I did not paint his eyeballs because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I just basically did what box art showed, because this was from the Ultimate Starter Box. Him and I could have swore there was another character in the Ultimate Starter Box. The other character was a Terminator librarian that I never painted, because I don't like librarians. I've only ever painted one, and I still didn't like painting him. He turned out fantastic though. But yeah, no, this was kind of some first goofing around, adding gold, a thick gold trim at the bottom of his skin. Extra thick gold trim. I mean, the white is white. It's a pain to work with all the time. The wording on the sword, if I remember correctly, I used panel line accent color to go back in and fill in, that kind of stuff. I mean, he's good. He's good. I would say this is where I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I can start knocking him out. But either before that or after. I'm pretty sure it was after. No, before, because this gold is different. I painted and kit bashed this. This is from the Ultramarine upgrade sprue, and the the chest, and that is, and I had to kit bash it because I found out later that it's meant for Firstborn Marines, because they hadn't updated the Ultramarine thing. This is when I was still using I forget the name of the leather. What's the name of GW's leather? I don't use it anymore because I don't like how it looks. It's just too dark for me. But yeah, that was like the first kit bash. Also, this, I remember being like, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. And now looking at it, I'm like, you know what? It's a good thing I started doing that there because I was able to successfully get better. Let's see, what's next? We'll continue with the Ultramarines, and then we'll go into the Deathwatch characters because I know the Deathwatch characters are far newer. One of my favorite lieutenants is the lieutenant with Storm Shield. I need to kit bash a lieutenant with Storm Shield. Honestly, I love this model. The Neo Volkite pistol, I kind of wish I got something else, but you know what? You can wish in one hand and shit in another, and although the captain with shield did get a revamp, so maybe the lieutenant with shield sometime soon. I always do love the skulls in here. They got rid of it with the new captain, and I was not very happy about it. This is where I was starting to try to do the cloth a lot better. A lot of the metal work I was also trying to do better. I don't know why I didn't paint these side plates, but I didn't. Blade Guard's my favorite, personally. Blade Guard vets are my favorite design. Screw these little iron halo things. These things like to poke and bend and all that good stuff. And also, having this much white is it's a pain to paint. I never liked painting white. Let's get these characters set up, because we got a lot. We got a lot to go through here. Let's go with... Oh, another Blade Guard. We have the Blade Guard Ancient. You can see here, I've gotten a lot better with cloth at this point. And this is the Indominus box. Let's see. I painted all the characters first out of it, and this would probably be 3 months into painting. This was month 1, month 2 or 3, also in that month 2 or 3 range for these two. This one and this one. And then this one and this one is more like month 4 or 5. This one's probably 5, because this is the last thing I painted out of all the characters, I guess. Yeah. This is the last thing I painted. Again, these little pointy bits love to bend easy, but I did like a fully metallic skeleton. It's supposed to be a Space Marine skeleton, and I have another one of these that I'll probably kit bash. I'll probably snip this off, give him like a Deathwatch one, and give him an actual power sword, because what is he gonna do? He's gonna swing the hand of a dead Marine at somebody, just like slap him across the face, do 2 damage. This is also still the point where I'm still hating white, although the eye work on this one is pretty good. Transfer sheets went on fine. I always forget he doesn't have a right shoulder pad on. So let's never cover the first one. All right, last Space Marine character, other than like 3 lieutenants that I didn't grab because I don't want to show off 3 whole lieutenants, is the Captain with Storm Shield. This is out of the Indominus box as well, and I was pretty happy with this one. I love the Captain with Storm Shield. I love his special design Storm Shield. Bro has a whole skeleton on here. Bro is like, I will defend myself with the body of a saint, or whatever the hell it is. I doubt it's a saint. And I'll grind his skull against your face. But dude, that's like jutting out. There's so much of it sticking out. I love this Storm Shield design a lot more than I do the newer ones, for sure. I love the drip. I mean, he just goes so hard. Also, he's got like the extended collar, so like you can't get a knife in there. And I've noticed that with all Blade Guard vets. So he'll go right here in front of Titus. And now we move on to... Oh, I got one more. He's just in all black. I thought he was a Deathwatch. Nope, we have the Chaplain from said box. This is a remake of a Chaplain from a previous edition, and again, I was still not painting eyeballs at the time. I was getting better with my gold work and my white work, doing the little ribs and everything, and I did not do any of the lettering on the back of this, because dude, there's so much stuff. I was very happy with how the book came out and how this came out. Just so much. Again, doing I forgot I did this. I did the silver, then the gold. All right, let's see. Let's just go from one chaplain to another. Now, this chaplain's going to be quite different than the normal version of him. He is on a jet bike, and this is a kit bash conversion of the chaplain on bike, and not much has changed. It's just like the little front piece and the little back piece. He's on a tiny flight stand, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's right there. I just cut a flight stand down to be like perfect, so he just like is getting ready to take off. I was very happy with how this kit bash is. He's got his pistol here. He's got a skull steering wheel. He's got a skull pieces on the end of his handlebars. This is nowhere close to where it's actually supposed to be. This is supposed to be like hanging down here, but I didn't know that, so I put it right there and I glued it. So once it's glued, it's not. I had a lot of trouble with this white. Don't look at it. It doesn't look very great. I don't know why I had so much trouble with this white. I might take his arm off and redo it. Okay, I said his arm, not his whole torso. All right, let's just leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. Other than that, though, the mini looks okay. I'll guess this is the next one. We have our Watchmaster trying to do something that I did earlier in my painting career, and this one came out really good. This power sword look. He's a firstborn. He is one of the very few firstborn Marines that I have, as you'll see. And I did the gold cape. Fuck doing this. It was kind of a pain. The interior of the cape, I was starting to do whatever it is from Army Painter, Wraithbone, like their Wraithbone color. It adds a little bit of a dirtiness to it. And I did a lot of silver and gold. Deathwatch has a lot of silver and gold, or at least mine does. And hey, he's a salamander. I totally forgot to use a salamander. That was the only salamander logo I had that was small enough to fit in there. Let's see. We have the next three are ones that I love, models that I truly like. This model is your lieutenant with combi weapon. It doesn't make more sense than him being in the Deathwatch. I did not give him a Phobos shoulder. If I remember correctly, there was a reason behind it, but I don't remember the reason. But he's just got a regular Deathwatch shoulder, and of course he's got the Tyrannid arms. This is the thing that makes the most sense about this, is him being in Deathwatch. He's using Tyrannid carapace for bone armor. Who else would allow that? Like, what other chapter would allow that? I really love this model. As soon as I got him painted, was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to actually use this model in a game. It immediately got nerfed, and well, not nerfed, but its points value went up, and I was just all like, no, I just got him, and I just got him painted. At this point, I'm still doing really good with the metalwork. This is a push fit mini, so I don't think I sub-assembly painted him, and of course he's got his like little scars and his little thing and his little eyeballs. I just kind of like, dude, those eyeballs, if my camera wants to focus on it, are so hard to get to. So I made the left one a blind eye, and the right one has like an eyeball looking to the left. It was very difficult. On to me learning how to paint white really good. We have our Apothecary by Logus, and this one was quite difficult in a sense of I fully assembled him and painted him. Never doing that again. Again, he's a push fit model. A lot of people love this model, and I totally see why. And I was like, you know what? He's going to be Deathwatch. We're going to have him stay white. And I have an idea, because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this white. So I airbrushed him white, and then I did all the color, and then I no oil washed it, so it wasn't like pure white. We did like a little wash to fill in these and that. And he's got his chaplain, his oh my gosh, I can't think of what it's called. Not chaplain. His Apothecary shoulder, because he can be whatever chapter you want him to be then. So say if I wanted to run him with the Ultramarines, because I only have one of these models, I could be like, he's an Ultramarine now, and nobody would be able to bat an eye about it. Next one's kind of my baby. I don't have my Justiciar model. Hold on a second. I forgot a model. Give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. We forgot about one model. We have the Justiciar for the Ultramarines. This is a lot of black paint. I didn't even paint this man's ribs. I didn't even know that. I was just about to show the cooler version of this. We'll go with this one and that one. This one was me trying to do a lot of little stud work. I was doing better with the coloring on leather, and I was kind of happy with how this hourglass thing turned out. The white on his head turned out better. This model isn't as crazy as the next one. This one is my kit-bashed Justiciar from my homebrew, with a kit-bashed bone sword. He has a heavy bolt pistol instead of an absolver bolt pistol. Originally, it's supposed to be holstered. So, dude, I loved this. Doing the like extra Tyranid head being cut off, everything like that. Such a good time. Oh my god, I can't explain how much I loved doing this model. I might be trying to do a cosplay of this model. And then we have our jump pack captain. Very, very easy, very nice model. Of course, I did the white undercape. That's kind of a thing I like to do. It's a big color shift. He's got a little Deathwatch shoulder pauldron, or it's like his little tilt shield. That's what it is. And then he's got a Xenos blade. Yeah, that's the captain. Yeah, that's the captain. I have the sergeant too, and I thought it was the sergeant. Okay, so the next ones are going to go a little bit faster because they're what you've seen before. They're the stuff I've been working on lately. These are the Armageddon characters. We have the Ancient here. This was kind of difficult to do. The colors were difficult to figure out, but I was able to get it done. And I see that I need to go back with a little bit of black paint, touch that up. This took the most time. I sub-assembly painted all of these. So that one really wasn't that bad, especially since it was sub-assembly painted. We have the jump pack captain, or chaplain, also sub-assembly painted. I would really love to get a little bit of no oil in the like stamp on his forehead. Other than that though, he wasn't too bad. The books came out really good. You can see my leather work has improved my leatherwork's improved like crazy. He's got a little flare or smoke grenade going off, so I did a little fire so the smoke's coming out, all that good stuff. Eventually maybe I'll do the writing on all the prayer sheets, but that would be like a dare or something. That's a lot of writing to do. We have my one and only librarian. I still need to no oil the blue because the blue's a little bright for me, but look at all the rune work I did. I did that with this brush, which has like 3 bristles, and I sat there and worked all the runes with a speed paint, a blue speed paint, and it turned out fantastic. I can't be happier with how this one turned out. I was very nervous because I've never played the librarian before. Then we have the remake of the Shield Captain. Is the first one I did out of the box. Ignore the 3D printed thing being bent. He got hit. He took a hit. I didn't notice that when I glued it on, and it's super glued, so it's kind of permanent right now. If it ever falls off, I'll replace it. And then he's got a little orc here, a bunch of silver work here. I'm gonna do his shield as whatever chapter he's supposed to be from. I quit doing the undercoating because I forgot. I forgot to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot to do it, but it's fine. And then we did some silver trim on the bottom. And we are continuing with the power sword look that I've been trying to do for years now. Been trying to recreate something that you'll see after this quick break. For me, it won't be a break for you. Hello, I'm back. For you, it's been not too long. For me, it's been a day and a half doing work stuff and battling a sickness. So we have some one-off minis that we're going to do first. We have a 3-minute mini that I did. Oh my god, 3 minutes, not enough time. As you can see, I did not get to paint much of that mini. The next one was 30 minutes. It was a blood angel, because chat chose what we were doing, a dark angel, blood angel, a salamander, and of course there is another, I dropped something and I'm trying to grab it because it's important to this mini. Where did it go? Editor me, cut this out. Okay, so I found what I was looking for. So we had a 30-minute ideal job to paint this. I kind of knew I could do it in 30 minutes, so I wanted to challenge myself a little bit more by using egg. Behold egg, glorious egg. All hail egg. It's kind of a joke. Egg is really good for blending brushes. This is one of the probably best ways to do like blending really well, and you'll see it better on another mini because I wanted to make sure this got a lot of red coverage, but you could still see some darker spots, some areas of black that are coming through. If my camera wants to focus, what the fuck was that about? And yeah, this mini was painted fully in 3 minutes, or 30 minutes, not 3 minutes. And we go on to the next one, which is the salamander, of course, which was a very unique paint job because I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how I was going to paint the green. I did Ghillie Do speed paint, which actually is right here. And then I did the oh my goodness, I can't remember. It was another green thing, and I just did dark spots. The lava base was totally like, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just trying stuff. It turned out really well, to be honest. All right, so let's start with the big stuff for Ultramarines. We have the Valius. This is the Ultramarine Dreadnought. I said Valius. Ultra. It's an Ultra Dreadnought. We did all the work on the inside of this. If I remember correctly, I painted this fully assembled. Don't do that. Don't, please don't. Please don't do that to yourself. And like I remember, the only thing that wasn't on here was this, and the base was very simple. Also, little pro tip: this kind of grass, do not super glue it. It gets very hot. Whenever super glue interacts with a fabric-like material, it will get very, very hot. Not only that, I've seen it smoke before, so you want to be very careful the way you glue this down. Use PVA glue. Do not use super glue. Safety first. Of course, there are 3D printed smokestack pieces. I just wanted him to look a little fancy, and he's got a little bit of dust on him because he's been sitting on a shelf, and I need to dust. All right, next big vehicle, also gonna have a little bit of dust on it. I know, it could murder me. We have the Repulsor Executioner. I'm sorry, the Repulsor. This is not a Repulsor Executioner. I left all of this stuff, if I can. There we go. I made it so that's still turnable, and this is still turnable. And if I can do that, and I just wanted it to be turnable because it looks cooler. So if it's like engaging multiple fronts, you could have them set up to be like try to shoot at multiple things, all that good stuff. Not only that, he has its own little. It has its own little flight stand. And I set it up so it looks like he's driving over a bunch of rocks. And it does not have the scaling problem of the brand new land speeder. This kit is, I don't know how old, and it doesn't have a fucking scaling problem like the other one does. Forgive the dustiness. Again, I've got to either dust or get somebody to do it for me. All right, let's talk regular minis. This is a push fit sergeant. Or I'm sorry, sergeant. He's not a sergeant. Oh my god, I can't think of what he is. What is he? A Terminator. That's right. His head fell out earlier, and I haven't been able to get it like back in the proper spot yet. But okay, that's fine. Hold on. Okay, it's back together. Let's not take it apart a second time. I had a lot of problems painting white at this moment, and I did get better at painting white, but it took some time, to be honest with you. And the little fingers being metallic was a choice. Doing all this metallic work was a pain, but it did come out really good. Oh, also speaking of pain, splitting this when I have been painting, this is probably like a month or two into miniature painting, splitting this knee, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. It looks really good, but I cut a transfer sheet in half and I did all that and it came out way better than expected. Let's go from one Terminator to another. This is where I came up with the design for my focus camera. My design for the Aquila for Death Watch, but I obviously did it as a light blue and gold. And this is also where I accidentally discovered my best power sword colors. If I remember correctly, I'll run it down real quick. When I was painting this mini, I dipped my brush, forgot to wipe it down on a paper towel to dry it out, and so I grabbed the color that I was going to use, which is this very light blue. It is the exact same color, and I was like soup, and I painted it on, and it was very, very watery. I was like, oh no. So I sat there and blew the excess off from one side to the other, kept doing that, and this is what it turned out. I'm like, I'll just let it dry and repaint it. This is how it turned out, and if you can actually see it, you can see it looks like power's going through. Now, ignore this crap. This was regrettable. In all honesty, I regret doing trying to do the lightning effects. I saw somebody else do it, and I'm like, you know what, that looks really cool. I should try doing it. Next, big chonker boy, we got the Centurions. Classic. Paul is bad at stuff's favorite thing. I like Centurions. They're just a pain to paint. There's a lot, and again, at the time, I wasn't airbrushing blue like I should have been. I should have just been airbrushing most of these blue. It would have saved me a lot of time, and honestly, if you prime it blue, a crazy amount of time saver. Trust me, I paint Death Watch a lot, and priming them black is crazy time-saving techniques. Next, we go to an Assault Sergeant. Don't ask why his tilt shield's down here. It should be up here. But I was like, I don't want him to look like everyone else who has a tilt shield on his chest. Let's put it on his leg. I don't know why I did it. It doesn't look bad. I just thought it was like a badge of honor or something when I was doing it. I was very, very early into Warhammer at this point. I'm pretty sure this is like the second kit I bought. No, it's either the second or it's the third, and that's the reason why the tilt shield's down there, because I was like, I just want him to have a tilt shield. Oh, also, this Thunderhammer's broken like 3 different times, and I've pinned it by now. I'm so sick of trying to fix that. On to the next, we have our Blade Guard. This is a Ultramarine Blade Guard helmet. I love this helmet. I have 3 sergeants with this helmet because I love it. Obviously, the sergeant needs to have the red. I wasn't really good at painting this red. This red's actually not the red I use now, I don't think, and it was kind of a giant pain. I wasn't doing my power sword technique yet, so I hadn't discovered that. Let's go to some Gravis boys. It is very, very, very much easier to just airbrush these blue. I'll say it took extra time to paint these, to be honest, just because there's so much extra armor and all the extra stuff here. The little, like I said, I was figuring out a better leather color by then, and I was adding some extra stuff apparently. And yeah, I didn't realize how much these Meltas hit hard because I didn't do that. Also, this is one of the better heads that I painted very early on in all of my painting. And speaking of helmetless heads, we have our Outriders. This is the Outriders out of the Indominus box. This is also from the Indominus box. I don't believe the Blade Guard is so. And as you can see, he's got his classic red. I do like the transfer sheets. I was very, very happy with how the transfer sheets came out on this guy. The other thing is, this thing is never square, and you can never get this to fully seal. And then, his transfer sheet has proceeded to get wiped off of his body. Let's see if we can fix that right now. You wanna know how I'm gonna fix it? I'm gonna take it off. Please, let me get hold on. We'll do it live. Okay, I'll just have to adjust that. I'll just paint over it. Yeah, there was an Ultramarine logo on his back. And sometimes these transfer sheets don't work very well. This was when I was using set and soil, or whatever it is. I was using like extra stuff instead of water. Honestly, you'll see water works better instead of all the extra crap, as you will see with the next thing, because we're going to move into the Deathwatch. Oh, actually, I forgot about a one-off character. This is one of the first one-off characters we did, and it was a Nova Marine. I don't know why we did it as a Nova Marine. This is terrible. Don't ever do this. I had to quarter this man's belt buckle. Also, using white. I didn't prime this mini white, by the way. And then we give it an oil wash, or an Ingrax Earthshade wash. And we dirtied this up. This was one of the first attempts with warhammer, and it was some kit bashing a little bit. And this is the Sergeant from the Pyroblaster, you know, where he's like pulling his knife. Instead, he's pulling his sword. And yeah, it was, a lot of this was just done freehand, and I had no idea what I was doing. So let's move all these characters, or not characters, let's move all these minis back and out of the way. And we will go on to starting the Deathwatch stuff. So we have our Deathwatch Terminator Sergeant. Of course, he has his own little like special chest piece, and it was very, very disheartening to realize that I have regular ones of these without the X. I was going through files like not too long after I built this and painted it, and I'm all like, I have regular Deathwatch ones, and I use the one with an X. Oh fuck! Also, this needs to be repainted to be metallic. And his gun isn't red for some reason. I don't know why I didn't do that. I guess I forgot to paint it. I guess it's sand black. And then, of course, he has a proper pauldron and everything. Next, we will go on to a kit-bashed Dragoon. I say Dragoon, I know. I don't remember what this hand originally had. I think it was just a power sword. But obviously, as you can see, I kit-bashed it to have the bone sword coming out instead, because they have the mutation of the bone sword. And he's got this really dope half and half shield where it's supposed to be like, I was going to originally do riding on the other half, but I just didn't because I was afraid I was going to mess it up a second time, because I did do the riding on it once. Next, we have a flame. I always say flame. A pyro. I almost said pyromancer. We have an Infernus. That's what they're called, Infernus Marines. I keep saying Pyro Marines. This is an Infernus Marine Sergeant. It's out of the Hatchet, or out of the Combat Patrol magazine. I personally have a beef with those people. They called me a liar to my face. I'm not going to go over it in this video. I've talked about it way before. As you can see, I've carried on my Aquila from the Sergeant Ultramarine. I kept that design, but did gold and silver for the Deathwatch. I do a lot more gold in my Deathwatch than most people probably would. Most Deathwatch stays entirely silver. Next, from Blade Guard Vet to Stern Guard Vet. I guess this isn't a Blade Guard Vet, it's a Sergeant. We go to our Stern Guard Vets. Honestly, all of our vets for my Deathwatch do run the silver and gold helmets. It just makes them stand out a little bit more. And I've tried to do an Inquisition Eye 3 times on this. I'm just going to get a transfer sheet for it at this fucking point. I've tried to freehand it multiple times. But we got the like little name tapes, the prayer stuff, all that good stuff looking on this. He's a Raven Guard, and he is one of the 10 Stern Guard vets that I have. Next, we go on to a Phobos Marine. I can't remember what these are supposed to be. It's a Phobos Marine Sergeant, and he has a cape. And cursors, or whatever they are, infiltrators. I'll just say it's an infiltrator. It might not be an infiltrator exactly. And he came out pretty good. His cape was a giant pain. I originally wanted to do white in all the line work and then have it be black. You can see, didn't turn out like that. But other than that, though, he turned out pretty good. It was a lot of extra work to do all that. I was very happy with how he came out. None of these broke off yet. I know how easy they are to break off. Let's go to our jump pack boy. We have a jump pack. It's a successor of the White Scars, and this was an early version of the jump pack stuff. I didn't know what I was doing with these grenades yet. If I remember correctly, I actually cut him off of what he was originally jumping off of, and I'm like, give him a rock. So now he's jumping from a rock. Again, nothing crazy. Did I do the grenades yet on these two? Let me see if I can find the grenades, me doing the grenades correctly. I guess I didn't do it on any of those. Next, we go into kill team stuff. We have our kill team sergeant. This is from the Kill Team Tomb World box, and this is the current kill team for Deathwatch, because Deathwatch veterans haven't gotten a kit update. Oh, it hurts. I was trying some different leather here. It didn't work out as well. I was very happy with how these came out, and this was my very first foray into the Deathwatch. And once I started, I was like, I'm going to have a Deathwatch army. So I will probably substitute these in with some points, and I'm going to try to possibly make some more Deathwatch Marines look a little bit more different instead of just like a standard jump pack intercessor with Deathwatch Pauldron. Hence the reason why this one has a cape. It makes him look cooler. So we have obviously another one of the kill team members. This is just the Gravis Armor boy. He has a stamp there. This was a giant pain. Did I sub-assembly paint this? I had to have to go around this, but it looks very good. I did the little tiny work there. Of course, I kept him salamander because I was like, I don't want to paint the skin tone on him. Especially with the hooded helmet. If I remember correctly, his head was already in there, and I just closed it, so there was no way to like get it out. All right, so that. Oh wait, we got one more regular dude. We have. Well, I guess he's not quite a regular dude. We have a Raven Wing. I know. First off, I know it's the exact same model as the other one, but with just different setup of jet bikes that were all 3D printed, and he's got like little things there and there to signify Deathwatch, and he has the Dark Angels, obviously the Dark Angel stuff. Obviously, I did do the upgrade sprue with him as well, and added this stuff. I don't know what happened there. And some of this other spots were kind of a pain. But obviously, since he's Ravenwing, he has a power pistol, plasma pistol, a power pistol. What's wrong with me today? His power pistol, and Deathwatch stuff. Added a little scanner array and his Ravenwing motif. Other than that, though, I just kit bashed the top part of him, gave him a different arm, that kind of stuff. And as I'm recording this, the new kits of these have been announced. So a multi-part kit finally. If only I didn't kit bash mine and already have the multi-part kit. So next we'll move on to vehicles. Let's go from smallest to largest. This is what I would say the smallest. That is a vehicle technically, but we have a. I just forgot what he's called. I forgot what this mini is. You know what this mini is. It's this needs to come off. Honestly, it's not that great, but oopsie. I'm trying to think of the name of it. What the Invictus Tactical Warsuit? That's what it is. I kept a lot of this black just because I was like, I don't want to paint that much silver, and I did a lot of stuff on this. I wasn't quite sure what I was doing with this. I didn't know that fell apart. Go back to where it was. Stop it, you motherfucker! I broke it in my toy. There we go, I fixed it. But I thought that was spinnable. I guess not. Oh, I know I glued that arm on because that gun kept falling off. I do find it hilarious how he has just a giant bolter. Very, very funny. Very funny, GW. Just give him a giant bolter. Speaking of giant stuff, we have the giant plasma gun of the Death Watch, where we did a better version of what we put on that man's shoulder that we shouldn't have. And we have some actual natural wear. As you can see, this mini has some dust on him too. I need to dust. I really need to dust. And he's got some Necron bits sticking out of him because he was fighting Necrons, and he's got a broken piece of a gun in his hand. And that is, I don't, if I remember correctly, that was kind of a pain to do. So I just took it apart. Or I took it apart. I'm sorry. It's breaking my immersion in real life. I magnetized it. It's what I did. Jesus Christ! I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me, and I had to do that just because it wasn't fitting properly, and I just needed to get it to set up good. This is a fully 3D printed shoulder and hand, and all the fingers and everything were 3D printed, and of course, we did all the wiring work, and we don't have a name for this guy yet. And we did the other chest piece because I didn't want to have the name across the front of it. And he is, oh, I forget the name of it. I forget the name of the chapter, honestly. But yeah, no, I was very happy to finally get this done. I kept it pretty simple, kept a lot of black on it. Let's get this out of the way. And I suppose we'll move on to the last Space Marine thing. I'll actually have to zoom you guys out a little bit here, because this is a very large model. Let me please let me straighten stuff up. Okay. What Death Watch would we be without a Corvus Black Star? This is the Death Watch's mainstay, transport / fly vehicle. I did missiles on one side, rockets on the other, and these are hot swappable. With these, all it is like little press and hold bits. As you can see, that one just came out, so let's put that one back. Let me actually hold this in some way that isn't loose as a goose. There we go. We got combi bolters across the top, doing all of that Inquisition work there. I forgot we did the stripes. I don't remember how we did the stripes, if we just straight up freehanded them all. The Hazy stripes were stamp kit stuff. Honestly, I could have freehanded them better. And then speaking of stamp kits, we have little danger markings on the back side near the engines, just to tell people, hey, watch out. Oh, well, the Auspex array or whatever it is fell off. And then we have the flares. There's cobwebs on this. Oh my god. And we have all of the flare launchers for this. And I could have set this up to be open still, but I didn't want to do that. And I think with mine, I wanted to originally I wanted to set the landing gear down and make it look like it had landed there, and it put the landing gear stamp into the ground, but I didn't know how to do it, so I did not do it that way. And these are like the emergency brakes, air brakes, that's what they're called, not emergency. Yeah, the emergency brakes for the aircraft, guys. And of course it has a smoke launcher, which doesn't make sense because it already has the stealth keyword, and the other versions of the weapons, las cannons, that you can put on there instead. And that is all of the Space Marines I have painted so far. Mind you, I still have some 11th edition box stuff to do. And other than that, though, that's a crazy amount of Space Marines to be painted. Out of the 326 minis I've painted, I would say Space Marines are at least a third of those, probably. Now that I think about it, since I have 2 Space Marine armies. And I will have a third due to homebrew stuff. But other than that, though, I appreciate everyone whose name's going to be up on the screen here real soon, with artwork posted in the Discord by people from the Discord. So until then, I will see you in the next one. Like the video, subscribe, and I did my outro before I said that. Bye!